Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Well, at least if you're watching this on a Sunday, hope you all are doing well. It's me, Victoria, Coach V, New Love Strategist with New Thing Life Coaching. You can learn more about what I do as a coach at newthinglifecoaching.com. I'm a certified life dating and relationship coach, but I primarily focus on single Christian women. Those who actually want to be married. Well, that's not who I focus on. That's just who I'm called to. Single women who believe in God. They just have a hard time trusting Him when it comes to the matters of their heart and when it comes to certain things, and again, just helping them to really prepare for marriage. And I wanted to talk just for a few moments today because being a Christian dating coach makes for interesting conversations. Some of the questions that I get asked, some of the things that people say, some of the responses, the feedback, the whole nine. People wanting to know, like, how does that work? Should Christians even be dating? Like, shouldn't we just focus on God? I always tell people at the end of the day, do what you want. The key is to make sure that you always keep Christ at the center. And I say that, even when it comes to dating, there's nothing that says that we can't date. Do we really see dating in the Bible? No, of course not. I mean, because back then, like, it was completely different times. And as I tell people, of course, we know that times change. His word remains the same. Yes. But there's nothing that said like that you can't date. So that's why I say if you're somebody who has a relationship with God, and your reason for dating, again, you're still holding on to biblical standards and stuff like that, you're keeping Christ at the center, then there's nothing that says that you cannot actually date. Even if you want to say court, that's not biblical either. But I'm not even going to get into that. It's all about just still keeping God at the center. And I think my main thing is that if we can just get people to understand the importance of choosing wisely in this stage while single, and especially if you're going to date, whether it's social media, whether it's dating apps, whether it's being set up by someone, whether it's putting yourself out there, whatever. If we do something about choosing wisely and getting people to understand the importance of that, then we can do something about the divorce rate. And again, that's why I am so that's why I wanted to, yeah, when God was calling me, as far as to, ministering to single Christian women, I realized that there were women who were wanting one-on-one help. So that is something that I do focus on, helping women individually. But knowing, okay, well, if I'm going to do something as far as helping women prepare for marriage, again, I've never been married, no, but God was showing me, but at the same time, like, I've still called you, I've still qualified you, and yeah, you're going to be the person who I'm going to use in this area. And I was like, okay. Because at first I was like, okay, like I said, who am I? Like, who's going to take me serious and whatever else? But I had to get out of my own way and stop being disobedient. I had to stop running. So I wanted to make sure, okay, well, if God called me, then I want to make sure that I do it and I do it well. I want to make sure that I make Him proud. Like Galatians even talks about, I want the approval of God and not man. So with that, I knew, okay, well, if I'm going to be preparing them for marriage, I need to start studying marriage. First and foremost, going to the person who is the creator and copyright of marriage. Obviously, that is going to be God. So I wanted to make sure that I scoured the word, that I looked at what the word of God actually said about marriage and what it said about husbands and what it said about wives. I wanted to make sure that I looked to see, again, studying marriage, studying divorces, all of these different things. And the more that I would start to look at divorces and failed marriages and failed relationships, that's when I wanted to actually become a relationship coach. Because again, it's looking at all of these different things that all play a part, even when it comes to marriage. Okay, you can't just start at a relationship. Now you got to look at being a dating coach, like, and just the art of dating. Nobody just hops right on into a relationship, at least not normal people. So I was like, okay, well, now let's see, relationship coaching. Okay, now let's look at dating coaching and whatever else. And of course, I'm also a life coach as well, because if you don't have your life together, you can't even think about dating or trying to be in a relationship. So with that, I was like, okay, if I'm preparing women for marriage, you need to be all the way good. So that's why I'm like, okay, with dating coaching, I get to start on the back end. It's like you got to figure out what's going wrong and then work your way back. So then it's like, okay, now if I can get people to, again, get their life together first and foremost, then that'll already, and of course your life, I'm a Christian life coach, first of all. So having your life together means that you have that firm foundation, that solid foundation, that you actually have a relationship with God, because you can't even think about dating or relationship, and daggone sure not marriage, if you don't even have your life and your spirit together. So I like doing all of this for, again, all of those different reasons. And again, wanting to get people to choose wisely, we can do something about the divorce rate going in the back end, because I will say we are still falsely reporting that the divorce rate is at 50%. It's not. It has been like declining for many, many years now. In all actuality, it's about 39%. Now, I will still say that's too high, in my opinion. So, with doing coaching, I always say if you're going to date with the purpose, and if the purpose is marriage, you need to be prepared. Yes, you can prepare. I'm sick of people saying you can't really, can you really prepare for marriage? Is there really such a thing as marriage prep? Yeah. When you look at divorces that take place because of children, religion, finances, infidelity, all of these things, like all of those things, in my opinion, reek spiritual immaturity. Because a mature Christian is one that knows what marriage is about. They know that marriage is about why, not who, nor is it about the what. It's why marriage was created, knowing why you want to get married. And when you know why God intended for marriage to exist, you better choose when it comes to your who. You'll be in a much better position when it comes to the who that you end up marrying. I think, however, the issue is today we make it about who we marry and what they can do for us. And that's why marriages are failing. That's also why a lot of people just keep jumping in and out of dating ships and situationships, because they're very selfish and they're making everything about them. And they want to know, again, I need to see if this person is going to be a good fit for me. I need to know what I can get out of this. I need to make sure they're going to check everything off the box of things that I want. They're going to do what I want them to do. All of that foolishness, and people that think that way, they are not ready for marriage. Let's just be completely honest. So we've made a big mess out of it right now in this stage, in this season. And so it's like so many different things are being told, taught, the whole nine. I'll leave all of that alone. We need to stop bypassing everything that's required of a husband and a wife. We need to stop bypassing all of those things according to biblical standards on what's required, because we are doing things backwards and it's contributing to the divorce rate. And especially as far as believers, because Christians are responsible for 26% of divorces. Again, yes, it's not that high, but it's still a little too high. Here's what I'll also say. A healed heart is one that dates in a healthy manner. A believer who does more than just go to church, but has a true relationship with God and uses wisdom, that's a person who's ready to date. A person that reads all aspects and parts of the Bible is one with a cultivated spirit, and they will use wisdom that will also help them to date in a healthy manner. You can pray all day, but you need to prepare. You can pray as much as you want to, but if you're not preparing, there's a problem. Because when you look at those who say that they married wrong or they married the wrong person, then in some way you were not prepared. Either you were not spiritually prepared or you were not emotionally prepared. Your heart was unprepared. Something was not prepared. If you divorced on a whim, okay, your emotions were unprepared. You didn't have like any type of emotional stability. Because if you can just make a rational decision and just, oh yeah, I divorced him. Yeah, I regretted it. I mean, yeah, I divorced her. I kind of wish I didn't. You had something else that was unprepared. Financial strains, that's still one of the number one reasons as far as why divorces take place. Your finances weren't prepared. Either your finances weren't prepared or you still were missing something when it came to what the Bible said about the roles of a husband and the roles of a wife. All of these things must be taken into consideration when you evaluate infidelity, raising children, religious differences. There was a preparation step or stage that was missed or avoided, because the steps that are leading up to and included in kingdom marriages cover all bases. At the end of the day, again, God created marriage. He created marriage for his children. Now, obviously, we know that there are many different people who are married who don't even believe in God. I'll leave that alone. But when you're looking at kingdom marriage, those things, like, you have to evaluate everything, because it encompasses all of those things. So like I said, when you look at a lot of the different reasons that that divorces take place, then you can't tell me you can't prepare. Especially if you talk to the person that divorced over money, divorced over children, divorced over marrying wrong, to the person that had no idea their spouse was going to turn out like that, or spice. Maybe some people divorce them because they can't cook. I don't know. Evaluate the reasons why people divorce, and it'll show you, okay, some type of preparation can happen. But we can only get it right if we attack it from the back, which is why I don't care who has whatever to say about me being a coach, a dating coach, and a relationship coach. I need people to choose wisely. And I will repeat that over and over, to choose wisely, to make better decisions and to get it together now. And I'm not talking about how to cook and communicate, but I mean how to submit and how to comprehend. I mean how to love and how to stay. I mean how to stay focused on God and how to actually train and raise godly children. Because imagine all of those people who are sitting there saying, oh, I'm waiting on God, but then they'll go and friend zone a godly man solely based on appearance. Those are people who, yeah, they got a little bit more things that they need to work on. They're not ready for certain things. I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm just using that as, yeah, okay, physical attraction, appearance. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I get all of that. But a lot of times somebody like, yeah, that ain't my type. Like, look at the way he was dressed. Look at his, I need him shorter. I need him taller. I need this, that, and the third. We have all of these different requirements. But I'm waiting on God. I want a godly man. I want somebody who I can, okay, well, God sent him, but you friend zoned him. Or you didn't like the way he looked, or this, that, and the third. We got to get it together. Let's do better and represent covenant well. Okay. That's all I want to say. Let's do better and let's represent covenant and kingdom marriages well. Ladies, don't forget, those of you who are saying, hey, I want to prepare, I need you to come on in. New love language. Join those 24 other women that can admit that they've been a hot mess, but they want to do the work and be ready. Learn more about that at newthinglifecoaching.com. You can find out, what it is, how long it's going to last, the price. You can go register, enroll, the whole nine, because we're saying, hey, no more being a hot mess in 2020. Like, that's enough is enough. All right. Connect with me at newthinglifecoaching.com, Instagram, Facebook, New Thing Life Coaching. God bless. Y'all have a happy Sunday. Stay safe, stay covered, put your mask on, the whole nine. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.